The side event, investigating war crimes of authoritarian regimes, organized by the Union of Informed Citizens (NGO), took place on October 13th, within the framework of the OSCE EODIHR Human Dimension Conference in Warsaw. The speakers of the event were Stanislav Iwaszkiewicz, head of the Belarusian Investigative Center, Galina Petrenko, director of Detector Media in Ukraine, and Ani Grigoryan, editor of CivilNetCheck-I in Armenia. They presented how journalists document war crimes, often working under threat or within closed borders. The speakers recounted war crimes committed in the occupied territories of Ukraine and through the territory of Belarus.
We use all the tools that are available for journalists and for researchers, actually.
As well as crimes committed by the Azerbaijani army in Nagorno-Karabakh.
And sometimes some videos and photos that were being posted by soldiers in Nagorno-Karabakh, and we were geolocating them. We were using, for example, Google Earth or other satellite images to compare or understand how they are demolishing Armenian heritage in Nagorno-Karabakh.
Discussion unfolded on how authoritarian regimes try to silence free media as they obscure war crimes.
We've been able to recover both some evidence, extra evidence of crimes committed in Bucha and Zhytomyr Highway and Hostomel, but also what we have been able to find is a filtration camp in Belarus, on Belarusian territory, where Ukrainian both soldiers and civilians were tortured, including at least one underage.
The regimes of Azerbaijan, Russia, and Belarus do not tolerate free media, forcing journalists to conduct investigations remotely without access to the crime scene. It was highlighted that technologies, from satellite imagery to open-source analysis, often allow investigative journalists to uncover the truth, even in the most inaccessible areas. It was noted that for the regimes of Vladimir Putin, Alexander Lukashenko, and Ilham Aliyev, an independent journalist is often a more crucial target than an enemy combatant. This is manifested in the targeting of journalists in various situations, as well as the practice of torturing and murdering the captured journalists. The situation in Nagorno-Karabakh and the occupied territories of Ukraine was also touched upon. In both cases, journalists reporting on war crimes have risked their lives. Toward the end of the event, the participants once again emphasized that independent journalism is not only an informative, but also a humanitarian mission to expose the crimes of dictatorial regimes and make people's voices heard.
During recent decades, the ways that societies get known about war crimes have been changed significantly, because mainly war crimes are committed by armies, by states that are non-democratic, and there are no independent journalists who would investigate and tell their societies about war crimes committed by their societies. So now, usually, and what we have seen in Karabakh war and escalations between Armenia and Azerbaijan in recent years, and of course Russia's full-scale invasion in Ukraine, is that war crimes committed by Azerbaijani and Russian armies are committed by investigative journalists that are not located in Azerbaijan or Russia, because independent journalists in those countries simply doesn't exist. So they use open source intelligence tools to investigate war crimes, which is an important method, and which is why we decided to organize this event at OSCE ODIHR conference, to talk about the importance and very high role that investigative journalists are playing in getting information about war crimes.